What's that? Just another minute or two. Yeah, just I want to get it up. There we go. Good. Oh, sorry. Does it make it more? Do you want it down more?
I don't want the other stations.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, let me not touch it. I won't touch it anymore.
No.
Are you bringing that back?
No.
No. Okay. So we don't need.
You want it for souvenir?
I mean, kind of. It's weird to not have one here. Even like a prop.
Oh, you know what? When I walked up here, there's probably not even one here.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
So bring your expired ID. If that's all you got.
All right, we're gonna get started. All right, we ready? Can you guys hear me? Good? All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Megan O'Connell. I'm the Assistant Director of Marketing, Communications, and Guest Experience here at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport.
Can you stop before you can you spell your first and last name so the producers back here will be able to...
Absolutely. Yep, Megan O'Connell, Megan O'Connell. Good? As you probably heard by now, next Wednesday, May 7th, marks the official start of Real ID enforcement nationwide. CLE, in partnership with TSA and AAA, want to make sure everyone in Cleveland and across Northeast Ohio is ready. First, a quick reminder to head to dhs.gov to check the list of acceptable Real ID documents. If your current ID is not on that list and you've got travel plans, it's important to start the process of becoming compliant as soon as possible. Remember, this list includes commonly used forms of identification such as passports and military IDs. Here at CLE, our customer service teams are trained and ready to help. We've added extra staff to help guide travelers, especially during busy times, to make sure everything goes smoothly. For the first 7 days of enforcement during peak travel periods, our employees will be walking through the TSA security lines to check in with passengers about their ID. If someone is not Real ID compliant, they'll be given this orange card to hand to the TSA officer so they can get the right help without slowing down the line for others. This will include potential additional screening at the discretion of TSA. The good news is, Ohio is doing great and the majority of residents are compliant, but friends and family visiting from other states may not be as prepared, so please give them a heads up to check their ID status. Most importantly, not having the proper ID could mean delays or even missing your flight, especially during busy mornings here at CLE. So if you're planning to fly this summer and still don't have a Real ID, now is the time to get that taken care of. We're here to help and make sure your travel experience is safe and smooth, and we appreciate you choosing CLE for your travel needs. And I now will pass off to Jessica Malley from TSA.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jessica Mayle, Jessica-Mayle. I'm the regional spokesperson for the Transportation Security Administration. I want to thank our local media outlets for coming out to help us educate passengers on this, and also our partnership with Cleveland Hopkins Airport and the AAA, talking about this issue and just helping people get prepared so they're ready when they come to the checkpoint. Beginning May 7th, 2025, every air traveler age 18 or older must have a Real ID or an alternative compliant ID. Passengers without a Real ID can expect to face delays, additional screening, and the possibility of not being permitted through the checkpoint. Congress passed the Real ID Act in 2005 to enhance security standards for identification for federal facilities, military installations, and air travel. Identity verification is foundational to security, and TSA has made significant investments in this area with our credential authentication technology, which is in place here at Cleveland Hopkins. If you plan to use your driver's license or state-issued identity card to fly domestically, please make sure these credentials are Real ID compliant. Check for the star in the corner. If you do not have a Real ID, please review the list of other forms of acceptable ID, which is on tsa.gov. Some examples of other acceptable IDs are passports, U.S. passport cards, DHS trusted traveler cards such as Global Entry, Nexus, Sentry, and Fast, and there are about a dozen in total other forms of acceptable ID on TSA.gov. Beginning May 7th, transportation security officers will start enforcing the Real ID requirement at our travel document checker stations. Individuals without Real ID or acceptable ID could face delays. TSA is committed to continually educating our traveling public on this forthcoming requirement. If you have additional questions, please visit TSA.gov. Thank you. Oh, and I'll turn it over to Jim. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good? Good. Yep. Jim Garrity, Garrity, JIM, and I'm the Director of Public Affairs for AAA East Central. From AAA's perspective, as one of the region's leading leisure travel agencies, what we don't want to see happen this summer is anything getting in between people and their well-earned vacations. You take this airport, for example, Florida, one of the top spots for leisure trips, Orlando, some of the beach areas, access to those beaches, access to cruise ports, access to the parks. We don't want to see people get to this airport with the whole family, they're matching Minnie and Mickey t-shirts, ready to go, just to find out there's something that's going to slow down their trip or even potentially get in the way of them making their flight altogether. So for people who are thinking about Real ID, yeah, we're at the last minute, but that deadline on Wednesday, that doesn't mean that there won't be Real IDs issued afterwards. If you're going to be traveling at all over the summer, take Real IDs seriously. Get your documents together. I've seen too often that people think they have the documents they need just to get to the location to find out on a technicality that they don't and that they need to go find replacement documents. It's something you need to be taken seriously because the deadline's here. There's no indication it's going to be pushed back, and you don't want anything getting in the way of a vacation, or even if not a vacation, perhaps you have family across the country that maybe you would need to go fly to see them at some point. Maybe you'd like to get into certain federal facilities that will require Real ID. So think long and hard about it and get your documents together sooner than later because the deadline's on Wednesday. And I think at this point we're good to take questions.
There is discretion for other facilities in their enforcement plans as well. So I would really encourage people to reach out to any place they're going that's a federal facility and ask what the ID requirements are going to be ahead of time so they're not caught unprepared. But generally, these are like courthouses, federal buildings where federal agencies have offices. Anywhere where maybe you have gone in the past and they have asked to see your driver's license as part of the entry process, that's somewhere you could expect, if you don't need a Real ID right now, that Real ID enforcement may be coming. And again, just a good practice to check. Also military installations as well. Typically you have to show a driver's license to access those.
Do you all have yours? Mine's from Pennsylvania. But yeah.
Yes, we're all Real ID compliant.
Are you providing a link to an example?
We can get like an image of a Real ID.
Like a cardboard. Well, you don't have one on.
We don't have. I mean,
We have the QR codes on this orange document, which we could,
Yeah.
do on the phone or whatever if you want to get some view.
yeah, I'll send that out. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
What's going to happen?
We are doing everything.
QR codes here too.
To ensure smooth operation.
We got her.
What's that?
You guys need this here?
This is what we're going to be handing out to people in line if you wanted to get closer shots of it. Sorry.
This is
don't know because they'll be getting this orange card. Yeah, and I really like that they're doing that because it really lets them have really have to see that. I just like to get them started on the process before they go into the but yeah, like they take phase up for screening, and then they take phase usually just depending on how many other people are in that situation at that time. It really, again, I think it's screening. So TSA has a lot of screening strategies at its disposal, and we apply them in different ways at different times. Some of them are senior MC. There's a lot of stuff that's going on beyond the surface that companies can't realize the whole screening that they go through. So it's not necessarily like, oh, this one thing happened. Apply them in different ways and different things. So, yeah, there will be it's extra screening both of their property and then also if necessary extra identification procedures. So like we were kind of talking about that, not have that that's not a valid form of identity. Even today, we have a long process that we can help you go through to verify their identity and that's probably something
It's,
They have standards.
we expect them to do that. And then what happens?